Have you ever wondered why we spend a third of our lives in a state of unconsciousness? The legendary American mystic Edgar Cayce, often called the sleeping prophet, believed that sleep was far more than just physical rest. According to Cayce, while your body lies dormant, your soul embarks on remarkable journeys beyond the physical realm, accessing dimensions of consciousness that remain hidden during waking hours. These nocturnal soul voyages, he claimed, were essential for our spiritual development and healing. Before we continue, drop a quick hi in the comments and let us know where you're watching from. It really helps support the channel. Edgar Cayce's understanding of sleep was revolutionary for his time and continues to fascinate researchers and spiritual seekers today. Born in 1877 in Kentucky, Cayce possessed an extraordinary ability to enter a self-induced trance state, during which he could access what appeared to be unlimited information. From this altered state of consciousness, he delivered over 14,000 documented readings, many addressing the profound mystery of what happens to our souls during sleep. Cayce viewed sleep as a natural doorway between physical existence and spiritual realms. He described the sleeping state as a time when the soul temporarily disengages from the physical body, though maintaining a connection through what he called the silver cord, an energetic tether that ensures the soul's return. This concept mirrors ancient wisdom found in various spiritual traditions, where the silver cord is described as the life thread connecting the physical and spiritual bodies. Sleep is that period, Cayce stated in one of his readings, when the soul entity may and does communicate with those influences from without the sphere of the Earth's realm. In essence, he believed that during deep sleep, our souls are free to travel to other dimensions of reality, commune with spiritual beings, and access the Akashic records, what he described as a cosmic repository of all human experience and knowledge. According to Cayce, these nightly journeys serve multiple purposes. First, they provide spiritual nourishment and guidance that cannot be obtained in the waking state. The soul receives instruction, counsel, and inspiration that later filters into waking consciousness, often through dreams, intuitions, or creative insights. This explains why solutions to problems frequently come to us during or after sleep, or why artists and inventors throughout history have credited dreams for their greatest breakthroughs. Cayce's readings suggested that during sleep we also review our recent experiences from a higher perspective. This review process allows us to integrate lessons, process emotions, and gain clarity about our life path. He explained that this is why proper sleep is essential, not just for physical health, but for emotional and spiritual well-being. Those who chronically lack quality sleep may find themselves spiritually disoriented, emotionally unbalanced, and disconnected from their higher purpose. Another fascinating aspect of Cayce's sleep philosophy involves the concept of soul planning. He maintained that during deeper sleep states, we often participate in planning future events and possibilities with spiritual guides and loved ones, both incarnate and discarnate. These plans may later manifest as synchronicities, meaningful encounters, or important life events. In this way, our sleeping selves actively co-create our waking reality in collaboration with higher forces. Cayce differentiated between various levels of sleep consciousness. He described how the soul moves through increasingly expanded states as sleep deepens. In lighter sleep, the soul may remain close to the physical body, processing daily experiences. In deeper sleep, it ventures further into spiritual realms, where time and space operate differently. This explains why dream time often seems distorted. A few seconds of clock time might contain hours of dream experience, or vice versa. In sleep, the soul is unfettered, Cayce explained in reading 57543. It may communicate with those who have passed into other planes of consciousness. It may gain experiences from the realm of its activity in which it finds itself. This unfettered state allows for soul communion and learning that transcends ordinary consciousness. What makes Cayce's understanding of sleep particularly compelling is that it bridges spiritual concepts with physical realities. He emphasized that these soul journeys weren't merely metaphorical, but had tangible effects on health and consciousness. The quality of these experiences, he said, depends partly on our physical condition, mental state, and spiritual development. This is why he advocated for proper sleep habits, meditation before sleep, and maintaining positive thoughts. Cayce's readings revealed that during sleep, healing energies can more easily flow through the body's systems. In fact, many of his medical readings prescribed specific sleeping positions to facilitate healing for various conditions. He observed that the body's innate healing intelligence works more effectively during sleep because the conscious mind, with its doubts and resistances, is temporarily suspended. The soul can then direct healing energies where needed. Dreams, according to Cayce, represent the mind's attempt to interpret the soul's experiences during sleep. However, he cautioned that not all dreams should be taken literally. Some are indeed messages from higher consciousness or previews of potential futures, while others are simply the mind processing daily events or working through subconscious material. Cayce provided guidance on distinguishing between different types of dreams and understanding their significance. He particularly emphasized the importance of those moments between wakefulness and sleep, the hypnagogic and hypnopompic states. These transitional states, he suggested, offer unique opportunities for conscious communion with higher dimensions. Many people report receiving profound insights or experiencing unusual phenomena during these threshold periods. Cayce recommended setting constructive intentions before sleep and paying attention to thoughts that arise upon waking, as these often contain guidance from the soul's nighttime explorations. One of the most profound aspects of Cayce's sleep philosophy concerns what he called soul schools. He described how, during deep sleep, souls often gather in groups for learning and spiritual development. These gatherings might include souls currently incarnated in physical bodies, as well as those between lifetimes. In these soul schools, we receive instruction, practice spiritual abilities, and forge connections that may later manifest in waking life. This explains why we sometimes feel we've known certain people all our lives when we've just met them. We may have been attending the same soul schools during sleep. Cayce also addressed the phenomenon of astral projection, or out-of-body experiences, that sometimes occur during sleep. While many people fear these experiences, Cayce described them as natural extensions of the soul's freedom during sleep. The difference is simply one of consciousness. In astral projection, part of the waking consciousness remains active during the soul's journey, allowing for later recall. He suggested that with proper spiritual development, these experiences could be cultivated intentionally, though he warned against attempting them out of mere curiosity or without proper spiritual preparation. For those struggling with insomnia or disturbed sleep, Cayce offered both practical and spiritual remedies. Beyond the usual advice about diet and environment, he emphasized the importance of forgiveness, releasing grudges, and resolving internal conflicts before sleep. Unresolved emotions and mental tensions, he explained, can prevent the soul from fully disengaging from the physical body, resulting in restless or superficial sleep. This perspective adds a spiritual dimension to sleep disorders that modern medicine is only beginning to appreciate. Cayce's readings suggested that the experiences of the soul during sleep contribute to what he called soul memory, a reservoir of wisdom that transcends individual lifetimes. This soul memory, while not usually accessible to the conscious mind, influences our intuitions, attractions, aversions, and natural abilities. Through meditation and spiritual development, he said, we can become more consciously aware of this soul memory and draw upon its wisdom in our daily lives. Perhaps most intriguingly, Cayce described sleep as a rehearsal for the transition we call death. Each night, as we release our grip on physical consciousness and journey into other realms, we practice the ultimate transition. This is why, he suggested, those who have developed spiritual awareness during life tend to experience easier transitions at death. They've been practicing all along through conscious sleep experiences. Conversely, those who cling fearfully to physical existence may find both sleep and death more challenging. According to Cayce, our modern disregard for the spiritual significance of sleep represents a tremendous missed opportunity. By treating sleep as merely a physical necessity, we fail to harness its transformative potential. He advocated for a more conscious approach to sleep, setting spiritual intentions, creating sacred sleep environments and paying careful attention to dreams and insights that emerge from sleep states. Cayce also noted that children often retain more conscious awareness of their soul's sleep experiences than adults. The dream worlds of children, which adults often dismiss as mere fantasy, may in fact reflect genuine spiritual experiences. As we age and become more entrenched in material consciousness, we tend to lose this natural connection. However, Cayce emphasized that this connection can be restored through spiritual practice and attention to dream life. The idea that our soul's journey during sleep also has profound implications for our understanding of consciousness and reality. If Cayce's insights are correct, then consciousness is not produced by the brain, but rather channeled through it. The brain may be more like a receiver than a generator of consciousness. During sleep, this receiver is partially turned down, allowing the soul consciousness to explore beyond its usual physical limitations. What does this mean for our daily lives? Cayce suggested that by becoming more aware of the soul's nighttime activities, we can create greater harmony between our waking and sleeping selves. The insights, guidance, and spiritual nourishment received during sleep can then more fully inform our conscious decisions and spiritual growth. This represents a more integrated approach to human experience, one that honors both our physical and spiritual dimensions. The cosmic voyages of the soul during sleep reveal a truth that mystics have proclaimed throughout the ages. We are not merely physical beings having occasional spiritual experiences, but spiritual beings having a temporary physical experience. Sleep reminds us of this larger identity every night, if only we would listen. Cayce's profound understanding of the soul's journeys during sleep offers us a vision of human existence that transcends the limitations of materialist thinking. It suggests that even in our most vulnerable state, unconscious and seemingly disconnected from the world, we are engaged in vital spiritual work. The boundaries between life and death, conscious and unconscious, material and spiritual, are far more permeable than we typically recognize. Edgar Cayce's unique contribution was to articulate this ancient wisdom in terms accessible to the modern mind, supported by thousands of documented readings that demonstrated remarkable consistency and practical application. His insights into sleep consciousness continue to inspire both scientific research and spiritual inquiry, pointing toward a more integrated understanding of human experience. As we prepare for sleep each night, Cayce would encourage us to recognize that we are not simply shutting down, but opening up to vaster dimensions of being. The darkness of sleep is not an absence of consciousness, but a different mode of consciousness, one that may in fact be more expansive and illuminating than our waking state. In sleep, the soul remembers its true nature and purpose. Sleep as if you were to die tonight, Cayce once advised, and live as if you were to live forever. In this paradoxical guidance, he captured the essence of his sleep philosophy, that our nightly surrender to sleep is both a rehearsal for the greater transition and a source of wisdom for living more fully. The soul's journeys during sleep remind us that consciousness transcends the physical form, continuing its evolution through all states of being. Each night, as you drift into sleep, remember that you are not merely resting. You are releasing your soul to journey, learn, connect, and heal in realms beyond ordinary perception. Your dreams may offer glimpses of these journeys, but the deepest experiences often remain in soul memory, informing your intuition and spiritual growth in ways your conscious mind may never fully comprehend. According to Edgar Cayce, the veil between worlds thins during sleep, allowing for communication between dimensions that remain separate during waking hours. Loved ones who have passed on, spiritual guides, and higher aspects of our own consciousness become accessible. These connections nourish the soul and provide perspective that the limited waking consciousness cannot achieve on its own. This understanding transforms our approach to sleep from a merely biological necessity to a sacred opportunity for spiritual communion. It invites us to prepare for sleep with the same intentionality we might bring to meditation or prayer, creating conditions that support not just physical rest, but soul exploration. The bedroom becomes a sanctuary, the bed an altar for the nightly surrender of consciousness to greater wisdom. What if the true purpose of sleep is not merely to rest the body, but to free the soul? What if these nightly journeys are essential aspects of our spiritual evolution? Edgar Cayce's life work suggests that by honoring the spiritual dimension of sleep, we open ourselves to guidance, healing, and transformation that cannot be accessed through waking consciousness alone. The next time you prepare for sleep, remember that you stand at the threshold of mystery. As consciousness shifts and the physical world recedes, your soul prepares for its nightly pilgrimage. Where will it travel? What wisdom will it gather? What healing will it receive? The answers await in the depths of sleep consciousness, that other life we live when eyes are closed and the soul awakens to its greater reality. Sleep, in Cayce's understanding, is not an interruption of our spiritual journey, but an essential aspect of it. Each night offers a homecoming to spiritual realms that are, in many ways, more real and enduring than the physical world we inhabit during waking hours. In sleep, the soul remembers what the waking mind often forgets: our eternal nature and cosmic purpose. As you reflect on the mystery of where your soul goes while you sleep, consider this possibility. The waking world and dream world may be equally valid dimensions of experience, each offering different opportunities for soul growth. Neither is more real than the other. They are simply different modes of being, each with its own wisdom and purpose in the greater journey of consciousness. Edgar Cayce reminds us that we are cosmic travelers, temporarily inhabiting physical form but never limited to it. Each night, as consciousness shifts from waking to sleeping, we experience a miniature version of the greater transitions of birth and death. In this way, sleep serves as both teacher and guide, preparing us for the ultimate journey beyond physical existence. The next time you drift into sleep, do so with awareness that you are not losing consciousness, but expanding it. Your soul prepares for its nightly journey home, to realms of wisdom, healing, and connection that the waking mind can barely comprehend. Trust in this process, for it is as natural and necessary to your spiritual well-being as breath is to your physical body. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Edgar Cayce's profound insights into the soul's journeys during sleep. If these ideas resonated with you, we'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. We read every single one. Your engagement helps us share these spiritual perspectives with more people seeking deeper understanding. If you found value in today's video, please consider liking and subscribing to our channel for more explorations of consciousness and spiritual wisdom. By subscribing, you'll ensure you never miss our upcoming episodes on the mysteries of human existence. Remember, each night as you close your eyes, you're not just going to sleep, you're going home.